I'm petting Ghost. He is a really good boy. We need to give Ghost some love, right? We need to pet our boy Ghost. He deserves some love. But what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle here, Azor Hype, and I'm really excited to be here with you on this Thursday. We haven't done a Q&A in a long time with just me. Of course, it's been collaborations and all sorts of awesome videos going down and whatnot. So that has been really fun. But I'm really excited to be here today on this Thursday. We're gonna get some Patreon questions that I grabbed. We're going to talk about that. I got 6 or 7 Patreon questions, but mostly it's going to be up to you to ask awesome questions today and leave some awesome comments. So looking forward to hanging out with all of you. It's been a while that it's just been us, but let's do some shoutouts to start off the chat. So we got Katrin, what's going on? Katrin, Mandolin, Mama Ogre, John Haymaker. We got Christoph, what's going on? Frankie. We have Lillian Sprouse, who made a donation right before the stream. Thank you. We also have Alan. We have Nate Squidman. Stay York. We have in there Helena von Launstein, one of my faves. Dragon of Winterfell. Christian Olis. So yeah, today is going to be a chill, laid-back stream, and we're just going to hang out today. And yeah, my hair is super poofy today. It's raining outside, but you know what you gotta do when it's rainy and it's cold and it's dreary? You gotta hang out with people and you gotta brighten your day. So yeah, let's get some questions from the chat and then we'll get into some Patreon questions and we'll have some fun. This is kind of an open thing. We can talk about the last episode. We can talk about episode 5. I will be releasing a video right after this stream, about an hour or so after, talking about the new promo pictures that got released on Watchers on the Wall. So I'm gonna talk about that. And I'm going to do a Cleganebowl video tomorrow. Really excited about that. A lot of you really like the Golden Company video, which is like, it's like blowing up right now. So that's awesome. So yeah, there's lots to talk about. There's still 2 episodes left. And yeah, so we got the original David Adams in the chat. What's a question, Miss Dawson? What's your question? Is Dany pregnant, Moonlit Maiden? Good question. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to go that route. I mean, I'm really thinking one of Jon or Daenerys will die, but I don't know. It's like 50-50 for me whether you know, Jon or Daenerys dies or if they survive. I'm hopeful that they both survive, but we'll see. It's going to be really interesting to see if Daenerys is pregnant. This is super late in the game, right? Like maybe we have a time jump in episode 6 or something. So after the battle, there could be a time jump to the epilogue of this series and whatnot. But I don't know. It's really, I don't know if Dany's pregnant or not. They made Gilly pregnant. So I don't know if we're going to get a Daenerys being pregnant. Mark Damon, pregnancy hormones or Mad Queen? We're going to get to that in a second. Priscilla White, we'll talk about Bran in just a little bit. I'm going to save that. I'm going to try to get to as many super chats as I can. We missed some last time. It was insane. So who asked that question? That was Mark Damon. You asked, is Dany reacting because she's pregnant? Is she the Mad Queen? Listen, they're really trying. And oh, Priscilla gave a donation. Thank you. I think like we got to think about this for a second. Yeah, most of the time, the most simple answer is usually the answer, as my friend Aziz from History of Westeros would say. But the thing is they've been really hitting us over the head with this Daenerys thing. And the thing is like, we know we only get 6 episodes left, right? But this is like really, really fast. And some people are saying, yeah, there's been indications of her doing that. Not really, no. And I don't know, she's also made some moves that are very, like, you know, the whole Gendry thing. I just think that they are setting us, like, I think there's going to be something tragic that happens, but I just really feel like they're pushing this. Now, if it turns out to be true, then it happens. We just got to deal with it, right? But I really feel like this is being pushed. And look at Cersei, man. She brings in people to King's Landing, innocents. I mean, I don't know. I have a feeling that Cersei's the real Mad Queen, people. Like, she's already shown a precedent for that. And I'm not saying that Daenerys won't be ruthless. But I'm actually going to talk a lot more about this. We'll probably get more questions through the stream, but I really do think I still have to be convinced, man, about Daenerys being mad. I think it's a misdirect. And the thing is, too, like, think about it, people. Jon is still there. Yeah, Daenerys has less people around here, but Jon is still there. And we see in one of the promo shots that Varys is approaching Jon. Everybody just thinks that Jon's going to have a happy conversation with Varys. Remember how Jon reacted with Littlefinger. So Jon has been consistent in support of Daenerys, even though she hasn't acted the best towards him. I'm just saying we need to hold our horses a little bit because I think this is a big misdirect with Dany being the Mad Queen. But, you know, her being the Mad King could happen in, like, the final episode. That's the third twist, I guess. I don't know. I think Varys is a goner. I think, you know, Tyrion could do something really screwed up. But I think that the thing, too, is like, think about this. Everybody's just saying Dany is the villain. Think about this, though. If she goes back to Dragonstone and doesn't act immediately, you got to think in this situation, well, Cersei wants her to act right away, right? And Davos is still there. Jon is still there. They're going to tell her, like, hey, okay, listen, Cersei wants you to do this. And, I mean, look it. Cersei could just kill them right there. So I think, at least it looks from the trailer, it looks like from the trailer, I think what we're going to see is Daenerys ambushing Euron, and then we're going to see Yara and the Iron Fleet. I think they got out word to Yara. I know this is all happening really fast, but I think that we're underestimating Daenerys here, and I think that the whole Mad Queen thing, we need to slow down on that, just at least for another episode. Now, that's not saying that a mistake couldn't happen or something tragic couldn't happen with, the dragon setting off the wildfire or something like that, but, you know, the Golden Company is right there. Right? And I have a feeling that Cersei is making a big mistake because Daenerys could come around and Jon and his forces and the Unsullied, and it looks like the North are right there. I don't know. They're going to think of a plan. I just think people are going to say, oh, Daenerys is just going to go straight in there with the dragon. It's just really dumb. They're going to have a plan, right? So I think Cersei's the real Mad Queen, people. I think we need to. Yeah, certainly Daenerys could die, but I'm just saying, like, I think that, you know, I think that Cersei's going to do something really, really, really bad next episode, everyone. Really bad. So thank you for that question. I know I went on for a lot there. Christoph, can they squeeze something good from the last episodes? Yeah, of course, man. There's 2 episodes left. So... Fandom D Saint, man, I gotta make you a mod. You've been supporting the channel for a long time and a good friend. Fandom D Saint is getting a moderator wrench. Hell yeah. Anime Lover, who's in chat, one of our patrons, actually has a question. And Nicole says, will we see more of Westeros than King's Landing and Winterfell? So are you, like, since Anime Lover is in the chat right now, you mean like Storm's End and places like that? I don't know. I think it's mostly gonna be Winterfell and King's Landing, but they gotta tie up stuff in King's Landing, right? And I mean, it looks like most of the episodes are gonna be happening in King's Landing, but is Sansa gonna stay in the North? That's another question that we have to ask. Anime Lover, unlimited power. Be careful, I'll take that away from you real fast. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of Winterfell and King's Landing, right? You know, Samwell Tarly and Gilly is pregnant. I think that they're probably some of the only people that have happy endings, but I don't know about any more castles, Anime Lover. I think that's a bit optimistic. Ooh, here's a good one, James. I'm just gonna make sure this is. Let me scroll down through Patreon questions here. James from the chat. Let me check. James from will Drogon have armor? That's a really interesting question. Will Gendry be involved in that somehow? He did get legitimized by Daenerys, so that's really interesting. You know, it looks like Jon and other people will be at Dragonstone. That's going to be really interesting. So maybe they could drop off some dragon armor. These episodes, man, I wish we had 10 episodes, right? It would be so much better. We would have so much more time for stuff. But yeah, I think it's a possibility because Euron is going like this in the teaser trailer. And he looks, well, I mean, the dragon is in the sun, right? Like Daenerys is going to dive down from the sun. But Will Drogon have armor? I'm hopeful. I'm crossing my fingers, chat. I really hope it happens, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is something for like Drogon's, like maybe the side of the neck and something, I don't know. Valyrian steel would be crazy. I don't know. They don't have a lot of that. I'm going to say it's probably a low probability that Drogon gets armor, but I have my fingers crossed. Hell yeah, I want to see that. Got some coffee, by the way. Cheers, everyone. I got my House Targaryen mug. And cheers to everyone in chat. Helena von Launchstein with the donation. If Sansa marries that Valley kid, she'll basically marry Littlefinger's kid. Plot twist. So you mean Robb and Aaron? Yeah, I don't see that happening. But thank you for the question, anime lover. We'll get to PJ's question in a little bit. Actually, speaking of Petyr Baelish, PJ from Patreon has a question. She's one of our biggest Patreon supporters. Been a huge supporter of the channel. Thank you, PJ. Do you think Arya will attempt to wear Petyr Baelish's face to get close enough to Cersei and kill her? I don't think anyone in King's Landing knows she executed him in Winterfell. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing Petyr Baelish again. They even like some CGI, like some crazy scene where they have his face in it. They would have to pay the actor again, Aidan Gillen, unless they do some crazy CGI shit, which I don't think they're going to do, PJ. But speaking of that, do I think that Arya will use her Faceless Men skills again? And I think that, I mean, it looks like whoever's behind the Golden Company, I think it's Jaime with the hood, but I think we could see Arya use her Faceless Men skills again. And we only got 2 episodes left, and we got to think if the gates to King's Landing are closed and Cersei is acting more like Mad King Aerys, that we could see a scenario like that, PJ. So thank you. I really, really appreciate you, PJ. And Littlefinger is not alive, by the way. Liz Stoltze with the $2 donation. If you have a question, I know sometimes people have trouble typing on their phones or something. If you have a question, just put it in the comment section. Hey! Did we get to 35,000 subscribers? I didn't even notice. Did we? Bratislava, did we? Let me check. Oh, we're 60 away. So thank you for the preemptive congratulations. I really appreciate that. Okay, we got another donation in chat from Liz. Thank you. Do you think winter is exclusive to when the Night King is near, or is the season still present? Do you think there will be another winter? That's a really good question. Obviously, the creation of the Night King created this imbalance, and the long night really wasn't a long night, right? I think things will definitely, part of me, be different in the books. There isn't even really a Night King character in the books. I mean, there's the Night King in lore, but yeah, good question. This seasons, are they imbalanced? Absolutely. Does it have to do with all this warring that's going on? That's a good question. But, there's been this ancient feud between, the children of the forest and men that dates way, way, way back. I hope that there's some more of it, but I'm not expecting any more in the show. But as far as winter, the Night King brought winter, and we got to remember that the House Stark words are winter is coming. So hopefully we get a little more on why they say these words, but I'm not counting on it. The books, definitely, though. Mandanazade. Danny's transforming to the biggest, baddest dragon ever. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about the astrolabe, the intro part that we get with the sun and the different sagas that are spinning around the sun, which is interesting, which kind of connects with what Liz was talking about in the different seasons. Is Daenerys going to turn into a dragon? I don't think so. No. That would be cool, though. I mean, Cersei sets off the wildfire and Daenerys transforms. That would be kind of crazy. Or the wildfire doesn't affect her. That would certainly be crazy. We got some more people in chat. Fake Arya, Talamaskadan. We have that Philly guy. We have Karen Richmond, who's also a patron of the channel. Karen, if you have a question, I posted it on Patreon, but I know not everyone got to it. So if you have one, post one. But yeah, I don't think Daenerys is transforming into a dragon. Yeah. Catherine Bassett, what's going on? Someone says Benny has a great idea. Let me scroll up. I'm trying to keep track with all of you. Only when she drinks wildfire? Yeah, like Arion. I don't think that's gonna happen, though. Christy Miller with the donation says Robin or Edmure, we're going to see them season 8 return. Yeah, I think we're going to see them in the last episode when they're dealing with how to go about the 7 Kingdoms. I think there will be multiple kingdoms in the end. There will be some sort of council type of deal. I think Jon will renounce the throne some sort of way. Maybe him and Daenerys, they both survive. But Jon definitely isn't going to stay king. Someone else is going to be king, I think. We got another donation. Jet lags. The EW pic shows Jon and Davos on the beach sneak attack. Yes, there's a couple of different shots. There's the one we see in the trailer where there's Jon, Tyrion, and Davos. They're all beside each other. And then there's also, we can probably watch the trailer together in a little bit. But and then there's another shot of Jon and Davos, but Davos is on his left in the first picture, and Davos is on his right in this other picture. So do I think there's going to be some sort of ambush? Oh, hell yeah. I think that, Daenerys has Drogon, right? And Cersei has shown her hand, which a lot of people have not been, they're saying like, yeah, Daenerys is going to go Mad Queen, but they're overlooking the fact that now they know what Cersei is planning. She has the Golden Company. They at least know some of the plans, right? So Daenerys isn't going to attack right away. She's going to go back to Dragonstone, and we see her in the shot with her hair that's unbraided. She's obviously feeling stress about losing Jorah, Rhaegal, and Missandei in the span of 2 episodes. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of plan they come up with. But I think that Daenerys, we're underestimating Daenerys, I think. Vivek says, Benjen, thank you for the donation. Benjen would make sense as the Night King replacement since he was created similarly. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see that again. That could be a twist, but wouldn't he, would he have turned more as time went on? Like, he went to save Jon. We don't know the conclusion of that, right? So I'm just wondering if that will even be touched upon again, or if that actually was the last time we saw Benjen. I think that's the last time, probably. Christopher Garrett, thank you for the donation. Season 8 has been an epic disappointment. That's your opinion. I respect that. But we still have 2 episodes left, and I think that we need to see the whole season before we judge it. But I certainly understand why you're saying that. FIFA HD Star says, in the preview, Euron looks shocked when he looks up in the sky. So a lot of people have been theorizing that Rhaegal is going to come back from the dead, that Bran will Bran's the Night King now, or he has strong enough ward powers to raise Rhaegal. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that basically what it is this is the ambush attack. Daenerys is going to attack with Drogon. Maybe he has armor or something, but yeah, I don't think Rhaegal's coming back. He got wrecked. So what does everybody else think? Is there going to be another dragon? Somebody posted a comment in my Golden Company video this morning and said Bran's going to revive a dragon called Cleganebowl from under Dragonstone, or even another dragon, because some people think that the 3 dragons plus the big dragon is that there's another dragon, but I take that symbolically as that is Daenerys, the mother of dragons. So I don't think we're getting another dragon, everyone. I think that's it for dragons. Yeah. So I think that, I don't think we're getting another dragon. Harsha, what's going on? Thanks for the donation. Will there be more dragons? Just answered that. No, I don't think there's. Drogon's going to be the last one if he survives. And Wolf's in the next war. Nymeria, I highly, highly doubt it. That would but maybe dragon eggs. A lot of people have been talking about dragon eggs. Maybe a lot of people have been talking about the falls where where Dany and Jon were meeting. We could stay here for 1,000 years. Some people think that the last shot of the series could be Drogon leaving some eggs there. I don't think so. BB says, I believe there's a new dragon. Yeah, thanks for the donation, BB. I don't know about this new dragon thing. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. Brenda Hale, there really should be a Surgeon General's warning on Game of Thrones. Bad for the health. It's killing me. Yeah, it's been an emotional ride. It's been really crazy, you know. I've had a lot of really, really crazy comments suggesting me to do things, to hurt myself. Like, even people have suggested stuff like that. I'm not really going to get into too much of the negative thing because I feel like I owe it to you guys and myself to like I said, look at this season. If shit happens and it goes down, the last 2 episodes are terrible, it happens. But I need to look at this season with 2 more episodes because there's still a lot of stuff that has to go down, and that will make us understand why certain things had to go the way they did. Now, I'm not saying the writing is perfect, everyone, but I'm just saying personally that I'm going to still analyze it and look at it and have fun in the best way I can. And that's just how I roll. And that's it. I just got to be consistent with the hype and love, people. That's just how I roll. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. The Canadians coming out on me. We apologize a lot. Jet lag. Didn't we see a dragon in Valyria? Yeah, that was Drogon. That was Drogon flying around. So yeah, I mean, Fandom D Saint says, I agree, Kyle. We got to look at the season as a whole. Themes are great. Too much bad writing. Yeah, you could keep on saying that, but I still think we have to look at the other 2 episodes. I mean, yeah, I wish we had 10 episodes, everyone, and I wish we had the books to back some of this stuff up, but we don't. So, we don't. Game of Thrones is still better, Vivek, than 99% of TV. So yeah, I am Canadian, Nicole. Karen Richmond says, what is hype may never die, but rises again, harder and stronger. Hell yeah, we got to get a little music for that. Thank you very much, Karen, for that. I really appreciate the positivity. Like, everybody's going to have their opinions, right? Like, see, like, we waited almost 600 days, first of all, for this. That's a really long wait, right? So our expectations are already sky high because Game of Thrones has been one of the best shows on television. And then it's like our expectations of, theory. I mean, during the long night, I was making theories, these other content creators, we've been discussing them with each other and thinking about the things that are going to happen. They don't necessarily happen in the way we think that are going to happen. So it's a lot of expectations. It's a lot of pressure. This is for everyone in this situation, right? So we'll talk about Jaime Lannister for sure. We have another donation from Priscilla. Thoughts on the Bran time travel theory? This was a donation from earlier. Priscilla, I don't know if we're going to see any of this in the next couple episodes. Certainly we could. I think it would be a great disservice that we don't see at least one more flashback. But, I mean, we could see a twist with the three-eyed raven somehow manipulating the Game of Thrones in the end with Bran. Some people are theorizing that Bran's going to have blue eyes in the last episode, like a White Walker or something like that. So I don't know that we're necessarily done with it, but I'm pretty sure we are. But the time travel theory, Bran, like if you're referencing like Bran being the Lord of Light or going back and influencing these situations for like Jack and Arya to meet up, or like, the Mad King going crazy, stuff like that, or the three-eyed raven even did that and Bran has to clean up the mess. So if you're talking about that, I definitely think there's a possibility that Bran has influenced some of the past in if that's what you're talking about, because the three-eyed raven talks about the ink being dry, and I don't necessarily know if that's the truth for certain things, for Bran at least. So I don't think we're going to see any time travel in the last 2 episodes. Thank you for your donation. Really appreciate that. Bran stabs Jon at the tree now. Professor McGonagall, Karen, I like that. Yeah, the thing is like, I will say this. If we had 10 episodes, like the last episode felt like there was 2 episodes jammed in one, right? 80 minutes. It was hard. It was hard. If we had 10 episodes, of course the pacing would be easier to digest, right? But I don't think it's been really hard. We only got 2 episodes left, and of course we want 10 episodes. So we got Michael England. So Michael England from Patreon, he has 2 kind of mentions here. He talks about the Cleganebowl. Can you mention that? Yeah, I'm going to be doing a video on that tomorrow, like pros versus cons, like for the Hound and the Mountain. So that's going to be really fun. I'm going to talk about some different scenarios that are going to go down, Michael, in tomorrow's video. But as far as talking about it right now, I think that, there's definitely a possibility that Sandor dies. I don't want to see it happen, but I think that they could both kill each other in that situation. Maybe Arya can help. I don't know. The Mountain's going to be protecting Cersei until the very end. And that's pretty interesting because Jaime's in the city, and I think Jaime's going to deal with Cersei. But yeah, I'm going to do a video tomorrow on like the pros, like why the Hound could win, why the Mountain could win, why they both could die, why. So I'm gonna throw down all the different scenarios. You guys know I love Sandor Clegane, and tomorrow I will be doing a Sandor Clegane video. So I'm gonna get these 2 super chats here and just save them real quick so I don't miss anything. I don't want to make sure I honor all of your awesome donations and get to all the awesome questions. Maud Mary, we'll start with yours. Stark men don't do well in the South. Let the Stark boy die. Let the Targaryen man live. Yeah, the symbolic thing that happened in the last episode, Jon, pushing Ghost away, him kind of accepting this idea that he has to go deal with things in the South. And one character that I actually would really like to liken to this situation and what I think may happen with Jon is Cregan Stark. In the history and lore. He's one of my favorite Starks. And I think that Maud Mary, we could see Jon Snow pull a Cregan Stark, right? Go to King's Landing, deal with all the shit, go north, and then get the hell out of there. Because I don't think that Jon's going to stay king in the end. But we could see a situation that where he at least deals with shit, appoints like this council or someone that he trusts, and we could see a situation like that. But I think Jon Snow is going to pull a Cregan Stark. That's kind of where I think it's going. I don't know. What do you think, chat? What do you think? Do you think Jon can pull a Cregan Stark? Oh my God, the super chats are coming. I'm going to make sure I get to all of them. Brenda, I love Game of Thrones. I wasn't even thinking about you do a great job. You're my guy. Thanks, Brenda. I really appreciate that. Philip Wolf, thank you for your relentless positivity. Stay hyped. I really appreciate that, Philip. It has been a very interesting season. Of course, expectations are at an all-time high, but I made a promise to all of you that I was going to continue to be as positive as I can and give the best analysis that I can and be as honest as I can if I didn't like things. And there's things that I definitely didn't like, but I try to focus on the positives, as most of you know. Rhea, did I miss any questions? Let me see. Reyesian. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Rhea. I'm just going to say Rhea. Cersei's actions have directly caused loss of something else she cares about. What if she is the queen that takes everything from her Valonqar prop? So here's the situation. I think that Jaime is going to have a big role, whether it's helping spring a trap for Cersei or the one to be killing her directly. But Cersei has done a lot of things, obviously, in relation to acquiring power and keeping power that will directly affect her ending. And I think that, one of the big themes of this season is obviously power and how people deal with it and how they are affected by it. And I think that certainly Cersei could commit suicide and off herself, or we could see a scenario, because like in the teaser trailer, something I found really interesting, everyone, is there's no spoken dialogue, but it's really small. But when we see the fleet and there's that bell, and when the Sept of Baelor gets destroyed and the bell rolls through the streets of King's Landing, we get the same, almost the same frame in the teaser trailer where Cersei is looking right at the destruction that she caused with the Sept of Baelor. I can't help but feel that's kind of foreshadowing for Cersei at least trying to attempt something of that nature again. Because listen, does she want Daenerys to have the Iron Throne? Absolutely not. I don't think she wants anyone else to have the Iron Throne other than herself, right? So I think there's going to be there's a lot of people in line that want to get to Cersei. We got Arya, we got Jaime, Euron. Does he have? Tyrion spilled the beans about her pregnancy. Does he think something is going on there? Qyburn and Cersei were working in tandem. Does he think he's being deceived? So that's really interesting. I personally think he's getting roasted alive and he won't have an opportunity to do that. But Sansa, is she said directly to Jaime, hey, I'd love to see her execution. Is she going to leave the North? There always must be a Stark in Winterfell. Could Bran stay there? Could Sansa come south? Arya, she's been practicing with that bow. Certainly she could like right in front of Jaime or something, like kill Cersei before she's going to set off wildfire or something. I don't know. I think there's what we have to think about this scenario too, everyone. What if we're left with a cliffhanger at the end of episode 5, right? Like, what if Cersei doesn't die this episode and there's some sort of like trial execution in the last episode, or some sort of like, I don't know, like maybe you know, a lot of people are suspecting Daenerys is going to die and Cersei's going to die this episode. We also have to open to the possibility of the episode ending with a tragic event, then getting the pieces or the aftermath of that, right? So I think that all scenarios are game. Thank you, Anime Lover, for the donation. She says, hit the like button, 127 likes, and we have 966 people watching. So I appreciate that. But I think that we have to be open to all scenarios, right? Like that there could be a situation where Cersei doesn't die in this episode, where she's held accountable for her actions in the next episode, right? Like being judged in front of people. And then Sansa would get to be there in King's Landing in this type of situation, or a trial by combat. You know, the Cleganebowl actually happens in the last episode, and then the Hound wins, and then Cersei gets executed by Dragonfire or something like that, right? So there's kind of a scenario going down there where we could see, you know, a trial, something of that nature. Jenny Bird says, what do you think is the third shocking twist? Ooh, good question. I think it could involve Cersei blowing up King's Landing, but it could involve the Daenerys, I think. Like if she dies, because a lot of people really love Daenerys, including me. I think that, you know, there's some reasons why we should question her actions, but it's really hard to say. I think it's either with Bran, it's with Bran, Daenerys dying. This is with Bran, some sort of twist with the three-eyed raven, with Daenerys dying somehow, or with the destruction of King's Landing. Those are the three possible options, I think, for me, for the third twist. What do you think, chat, about the third twist? I don't know. There's definitely a lot of options, right? Certainly, you know, Varys betraying Daenerys. I mean, I don't know, though. Is that a bit like Varys betraying Daenerys a big enough twist? Like, what would he do? Hire a faceless man or something? I don't know. I'm trying to think of what Varys could do that would, I mean, turn the Golden. He's involved with the Golden Company in the books, right? So I don't know. We could see something crazy go down. What does the chat think about the third twist? Betrayal for love. Yeah, one of the really interesting things that, you know, I've been talking about privately with some people and some of you is that the third betrayal for love for Daenerys, right? And you know, she did ask Jon not to reveal his true lineage, and then Jon revealed it to Sansa and Arya. There could be some secret deal between Arya and Sansa, and Arya is actually there to, you know, try to make sure Jon doesn't get offed by Daenerys in King's Landing and make sure she doesn't go crazy. So I think that the third twist is probably with Cersei blowing up King's Landing or the death of Daenerys. I think it's going to be with one of those two characters. Who will be the first major death on Sunday? Ooh, Euron Greyjoy, probably. I think Euron is going to get roasted by Daenerys. I think people in the chat are saying Arya using Dany. That kills Dany using Dario's face? That's crazy. Tyrion betraying Daenerys and the Starks. Oh, so Tyrion is an interesting one. We haven't really talked about him. So I mean, in the next episode, I think that what we're going to see is Varys talking to Jon telling Varys to suck it. And then, you know, I don't know where Tyrion's going to go on this one. I think he's going to hedge his bets. If he gets inside of King's Landing, wow, Cersei somehow manipulates him, or Jaime, he could certainly side with his family. That would be crazy. Tyrion being the betrayal would be crazy. Some people say Jon killing Daenerys is a twist. Damn, that would be like a For the Watch type of situation if she goes mad. I don't know if I like that at all. If I like that happening, but you know, it would be kind of interesting if Jon ends up like a Maester Aemon type of character at the Wall again or something like that. I don't know. I don't really like that one that much. I think we're really being set up with Daenerys the Mad Queen stuff. I really do. So let's get to a couple more questions. Michael Englund, once again, thank you for your questions about the Cleganebowl. Rick Hoppy, this is actually in connection. Rick Hoppy, the Maester of Coffee. He's the one who sends me awesome coffee to drink. You guys know I'm a huge coffee lover. He sends me Ethiopian Yirgacheffian coffee, which is really good. But Rick says it looks like Dany will not just go for the victory in episode 5, but brutal vengeance. Do you think her actions will turn Tyrion, maybe even Jon, against her? Could this be even part of Cersei's plan? I don't believe she'll be going totally Mad Queen, but she may end up being a tragic Shakespearean hero. So I think that, yeah, we've touched about this a little bit on the chat, everyone. Is there a possibility that Dany, blows up some wildfire? Cersei certainly could, use that against Daenerys. We saw that Cersei executed Missandei to enrage Daenerys, to wake the dragon, so to speak. I definitely think there's a possibility of that, Rick. But I think that, Jon, Davos, Tyrion, those people are still around Daenerys. And Jorah's last advice to Daenerys was to trust Tyrion and talk to Sansa. But certainly there's been tension, so I don't know. It could go either way. Really 50-50 on it. Drogon says the Iron Throne. We got a donation from that Philly guy. Do we see Kinvara again? She had an interesting Instagram post. I think it was a couple days ago. I don't think we're going to see any more Red Priests. Yeah, I think that storyline is done. But do we see Kinvara again? Probably not. I don't think we're going to see any characters that had like your one-time appearances type deals. I don't think they're going to bring people back for that. But some people, some people are hypothesizing that, Kinvara or Red Priest could bring back a dragon or bring back, a character like Jon or Daenerys, that kind of scenario. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. We got 1,000 people watching. I hope you're all enjoying the content on the channel. I've been trying to put out some awesome videos, and a lot of you have really liked the Golden Company video yesterday, so thank you for checking that out. Also, if you get a chance and you haven't checked out my friend JR, he has an awesome channel. His name is Geek Chat 1, and he has some really awesome videos. He's been on the channel. I highly suggest you all go check him out and subscribe to his channel. He's got an awesome Battle of Winterfell tactical analysis video. He also has a Golden Company video discussing what may happen there. So I highly suggest everyone go check out Geek Chat 1. He's really love JR. He's an awesome guy, and you should check out his channel. What about Gendry in Cersei? Some people have been saying, hey, is Gendry the reaction that Jaime had when Gendry was legitimized? He's the son of Robb Baratheon. Jaime had a pretty interesting interaction there. So people are saying like, hey, something's going to happen with Gendry. I don't know. He could make dragon armor for Daenerys or something, but yeah. Ooh, Carrie with the donation. She says, third twist, King's Landing burns. Jon walks out of the flames, akin to Dany walking out of the Call Hut. After burning the Khalasar. Yeah, that's really interesting, Carrie. I don't think we're going to get another unburnt situation, though. But that's interesting. Oh, still missing a super chat. Devontae Morrison, possible Drogon leg eggs during season 5. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that, Devontae. We mentioned it a little bit earlier in the stream, too. At the falls where Jon and Daenerys talk about staying there for 1,000 years. I don't think we could see maybe at the end some dragon eggs and magic still being there in the end. I would like that. Jeff Henry says, you're absolutely right. People are drinking the Dany absolutely going mad Kool-Aid. They're breaking her down to build her back up. Rally in the next episode. Yeah, I think Dany's going to probably make the biggest impact in the next episode. She has Drogon. Gemma from Secrets of the Citadel has so many great thoughts about Daenerys. And she's not the only other content creator that thinks this as well. But I think that, Dany and Jon being these messianic figures, this idea of sacrifice, what will ultimately the choice will she make, right? Ultimately, this is what it's coming down to. The choices that everyone makes when these obstacles are in front of them, these heroes' journeys that they're on. And I like to think that Dany going mad in one season is just a little bit too crazy for me, literally. And I think that, yeah, a lot of people are drinking the Kool-Aid, but, you know, sometimes the simplest explanation, I guess, is the thing. But, you know, a lot of people are saying it's bad writing and all that. I just don't think Daenerys is going to go mad. Is she going to be ruthless? Yeah, definitely. And look what's happened to her. So it's going to be an interesting scenario. I think episode 5 is going to be a really good episode. I'm really looking forward to it. And like I said, I'm going to try to judge the season with all the episodes together. Let's read some questions from the chat. Let's get some more comments. Dany will probably die. That's a possibility. Gendry is Cersei's son. I don't think so at all. We got the original David Adams here. We got Chrissy of Oldstone. Let's give it up for the moderators of the channel, by the way, keeping things clean. You know, I really, really appreciate the moderators on this channel. They do so much. And if I miss a question or a super chat, they send it to me. So I really appreciate you guys. Christina Brown. Hey, thank you. Really appreciate your donation. Yeah, you know, I'm just kind of, I'm keeping my I'm just staying level on it right now. We still got 2 more episodes. I'm keeping my expectations just even right now. Have some more coffee. Oh, Devin Olson. All great characters have to go through a real struggle. Dany, yes, has some hard times, but I think her character in the next 2 episodes are going to make us struggle for her. Devin, I love that comment. Thank you for that. Steph Snow says, I feel so conflicted over this season. Have so many different POVs for various reasons, and my criticisms for them are, yeah, so you have criticisms for that. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, right? All at once. And it's ending, right? We were all feeling conflicted about it, right? How do we all feel about this Game of Thrones ending? Like, all of us clearly are here to talk about it, right? And hang out together. So it's a hard time, right? It's a hard time. Because I think that a lot of us don't want it to end. At the same time, we want to see the conclusion, the confliction of that, right? It's a crazy time. The Game of Thrones is ending in 2 episodes, everyone. Fingers crossed, though. Hey, In Deep Geek in chat, everyone. By the way, In Deep Geek hit 111,000 subscribers, so hell yeah, my man. In Deep Geek in the chat is crushing it. We're going to hit 35,000 today. I can't believe it. It's been awesome. I think over the past month, we've had, well, the past 28 days, it shows me 3 million views and 12 or 11,000 subscribers. So if you're new here to the channel and you've been watching videos and subscribing, I really appreciate you. So 35,000. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun. And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon either, you know. I'm going to do content after the season too. So, but yeah, we hit 35,000 subscribers live during the stream, everyone. So thank you. I don't know what to say. Thank you for your support. It's been really fun. I'm going to continue doing Thrones content even after this season. So we're going to do book stuff and show stuff. We're going to go back and rewatch some episodes and stuff. I hope that some of you would like that. But yeah, Michael Parker with the question. It would have been very interesting to see the interaction between the Night King and the Mountain or Gregor. Yeah. Mountain is technically dead, to see if he can control the Mountain. I would like to see that too. Same. Thank you for your donation, see Baki. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. I love the celebration in the chat. Y'all are awesome. The animal pen in the north, where Norman comes across a spiral made of corpses. The White Walkers are not gone for good. I think the bittersweet ending is this. I think that the lone wolf dies, the pack survives. Ned always wanted the pack to stay together, and I think what we see happens is the Starks they're all in different places, right? So I think it's going to be really bittersweet, right? HBO released cards for Mother's Day. Both Daenerys and Cersei look pregnant, and Dany has a sword with a ruby on it. Blackfire? Ooh. Where would she get that? Would the Golden Company maybe have that? That would be an interesting scenario. That would be cool. Do we think that Yara is going to be in the next episode? She has to be, right? Like, we may get another Battle of Blackwater 2.0 situation. Obviously, not to the same extent that we got, but do you think we get a Yara in the next episode in the Iron Islands and her fleet? I think we could. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Can't believe we just hit 30. We started right before the season with, like, I think 23,000 subscribers. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for your support, everyone. Oh, Chrissy of Oldstone says, Terry Pring sent a $5 super chat as a thank you. Terry, if you have a question, post it in the comment section. We'll get to it for sure. Thank you very much. Midnight Predator says, the show is setting up Varys to support Jon, who was resurrected by R'hllor, who he claims to hate. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, there's been a lot of, I think there's actually a question from Midi from Patreon. We still have one question from Patreon. Do you think the show will tell us what was said to Varys in the Flames, who spoke to him, or is that something that will be left to the books? I don't necessarily know that that will ever be explored, even by George. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that, Midi, and also Midnight Predator. I don't think we're going to see it. But I think that Varys definitely dies in the next 2 episodes. I think that Melisandre correctly predicted that. Steph Snow says, I feel like Dany being seen as mad is a misogynistic view. Tywin would never be called mad, and his drive for Valyrian steel and power. Yeah, there's obviously some interesting connections between Cersei and Daenerys. Like, Daenerys is losing her children one by one, and some of her close allies or her closest friends. So we got to look at that and obviously say, like, hey, how would we feel in that scenario, right? Would we react emotionally? And the answer is, yeah, if one of your best friends got beheaded in front of you, yes, you would be emotional. Also, if a dragon, you lost 2 dragons and you had 3 of them, you would also react to that. So I think that, I mean, there is obviously precedent for her feeling this way. Now, some of the way she's reacting towards Jon and towards other things, some of those things are questionable. Like what she asked Jon to do to keep it private, that's definitely up for debate, right? But yeah, interesting comment, you know, how we judge these characters as well. So it's really, I can't wait for episode 5. I think it's going to be amazing. And they said, I mean, if episode 5, the battle is mostly during the day, I think it could be, the battle in episode 3 got highly criticized for it being dark, right? So battle in King's Landing, maybe it will span not only the day, but night as well. We still haven't got that shot from the trailer where Drogon is, it looks like Drogon, at least Drogon is spitting his flame in the dark, right? So maybe that's inside the Red Keep, or he's trying to destroy part of the Red Keep in the dark at nighttime. We have to see that still. So there's still a few things that we have to see, right? Your beard is very northern. Yeah, I gotta get it trimmed because it's all scraggly and all over the place. But my hair too, it's just like it's getting pretty long. Thank you. Yeah, we get 1,100 people watching on a Thursday, so thanks for that. Also, if you're down to watch other creators, I believe In Deep Geek is going live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So if you want to watch someone else tonight, this stream will be going for a little while longer. But yeah, if you want to go check someone out tonight, go check out In Deep Geek. He has a live stream tonight. So yeah, I always try to catch as many streams as I can to hang out. Peagle Pete, I am raising my bribe to get you to add the first 10 seconds of Grateful Dead Dark Star to your soundboard. We didn't do very much of the soundboard today, but I will say this. A lot of you are hype about the Cleganebowl, and I will do this for you, Peagle Pete. I'm hyped for the Cleganebowl. I really hope we see that in the next episode, but it's possible that we don't, right? Like we talked about the scenario where we could get it like a trial in episode 7 or something. So, well, I'll think about it, Peagle P. You've dropped a few donations now to add some extra stuff to my soundboard, right? So I do love the Grateful Dead, by the way. Do love the Grateful Dead. Wow. The chat's going crazy. I can't even keep up with any of you. This is insane. I gotta message original David Adams on Google Hangouts just to see if I'm missing stuff. He's got to send me stuff. Highlander Services. He says, if you think Jaime kills Cersei, how about he pushes her out the window? I don't know about that. I mean, he spoke of hateful, right? That would almost be merciful. I don't know. For Cersei, I think, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. The two best candidates are obviously Arya and Jaime, but I think Jaime's going to do it. What happened to House Glover? I don't know. I don't necessarily know that we're going to see anything with them again. We could maybe see them tying up the North, like the Northern Houses stuff in the end, but I don't think we're going to see it. Everyone is betraying Varys for love. We'll see what happens. I still think we have to calm down just a little bit on the Mad Queen stuff. Thank you, SJ, for that compliment. We're not talking about leaks. We're not going to do that. I'm a newbie, Alan Carrister says, and really enjoyed it. Can you do a longer stream at the end of the show? Yeah, actually, I'll be joining In Deep Geek the week after the show on a Sunday, and I'll be joining him. I'll be doing a couple of wrap-up streams for sure. We'll be going on Geek Chat 1 the Sunday night after. So when the documentary is airing the Sunday after the final episode, we'll be going live on Geek Chat 1 talking about Con of Thrones and, Season 8. So that'll be interesting. And I'll still be doing content, everyone. I'll be doing character videos. We'll be doing rewatches of other episodes and stuff like that. I'll be doing analysis of episodes from earlier seasons now that we have the whole story, and I'll be doing character videos talking about how now that we have their whole story, we'll be looking at their whole character arcs and stuff like that. But I'm always open to suggestions too, and like stuff that you'll want to see. But I'm still going to be making Game of Thrones content. Steph Snow, do the after shows with D&D POV make it worse? That's up for debate for sure. So, highly criticized. George Sartiano says, is Robert going to Con of Thrones? Yeah, and Deep Geek's coming to Con of Thrones. George, are you going to Con of Thrones? Is the question, my man. In the end, who do you think will sit on the throne? Oof. I don't know. I think there's going to be a council. I think it's going to be more than one person. There's going to be, advisors. There's going to be, I don't know. Sansa, Bran are going to survive. Jon probably is going to survive. Davos will be there. Samuel Tarly. There'll be like, Brienne of Tarth will probably survive. There'll probably, be like 7 or 8 people that are there making decisions. Yeah, it'll be more democratic for sure. Well, I hope you come, George. Want to see you, brother. Tim F is in the chat. We got George Sartiano. We have Hannah in the chat. We have Ricardo. What's going on? Mama Joe, Child of Ice and Fire. Jordy Jedi. Nice to see you. David, we have Mandana. Scott McCloy. JDS the Third with a donation. Why is no one talking about Dany threatening Aegon, who is Jon, and asking him to deny who he is? Sansa is trying to protect the North when her cousin is heading south. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Sansa does any Littlefinger shit in the kind of next episode. She's definitely learned from Littlefinger, but yeah, I don't know. I really hope that, so Dany doesn't do anything crazy, but, Varys hires an assassin, or Sansa does something stupid, or, Cersei blows up King's Landing or something, and someone thinks it's Daenerys and someone kills Daenerys. There's all these scenarios that could happen that could be really tragic involving Daenerys, right? George says, when do we get the Quaithe prophecy answers? I think in the next episode. Well, the next 2 episodes, George. I think that'll be, Varys, the Perfume Seneschal. I talked about it, Varys and the Golden Company in my video yesterday. So I think that we're going to find out some of it. Definitely in episode 5. I think the Red Keep, we'll probably see the Red Keep part of the House of the Undying vision. Because Quaithe does say, remember how the Undying, right? So that's really interesting. She lists off the Mummer's Dragon and the Sun and the Dark Flame and the others. And so I don't know how much of that we'll see, George, of the prophecy, but I think we're going to see Varys betray Daenerys for sure. That's happening. Now, Tyrion is another question, whether he sides with his family or, and you know, Varys, and we'll see what Jon does in this scenario. I think that Jon's been consistent with supporting Daenerys, and I think that I think we're, like I said, we're jumping the gun on Daenerys being mad, but sometimes the most simple explanation happens in the show. So I really hope not, though. Tyrion will introduce a democracy. Yeah, something like that'll probably happen. Do you think they could wrap this up nicely in 2 episodes? I certainly hope so. I wish we were getting 10, Elizabeth Mudd. Thanks, Dutazzle. I really appreciate you coming to the channel. And like I said, everyone who's been joining the channel. We hit 35,000 subscribers today, so really excited about that. Elizabeth Mudd, thank you for the donation. There are 3 guys on a ledge in the clip with the shifts in the trailer. I'm not sure exactly which one you're talking about there. Vincent Segura, will Bronze Jon Royce show up this battle? I think, you know, there's a small possibility that Sansa shows up with the Knights of the Vale and stuff like that, like right at the end maybe, but I don't know. I think that, you know, obviously we're going to have the epilogue in episode 6. We're going to get everything wrapped up. I think that Sansa will play a big role in some of this stuff in King's Landing for sure. Okay, let me ask this question to the chat. I'm going to ask you some questions. Who do you want to see on the Iron Throne if you want to see an Iron Throne? So do you want to see the Iron Throne destroyed by Drogon, or do you want to see someone on the Iron Throne? If you have a suggestion, I'd like you to leave it in the chat for sure. I want to see what everyone's answers are. Tyrion, hot pie. Tyrion, Sansa finger. Helen Reed, Cersei. Tyrion. Easy Daenerys. Destroy the throne. A lot of Destroy the Thrones. Samuel Tarly. Holy crap. The chat is insane. Not a lot of Jon Snows. Okay. Destroy the throne. Destroy it. Okay. There's a lot of Sansas, a lot of Tyrions, a lot of Daenerys, and a lot of Destroy the Thrones. The Starbucks cup. Stop that. Sir Pounce, the Night King. The Night King coming back. Okay. Sansa or Jon. Podrick, Bronn. Oh, Bronn getting King's Landing. Jon and Dany. Dany. Ned Stark's head? What? Y'all are crazy. Dany destroys the Iron Throne and lives? Okay. Wow, y'all are so high. I'm saying y'all, by the way, influenced by George and my other American friends. Stannis? Sweet Robin. What? Why Sweet Robin? Oh, I'm loving this. Keep going. Arya. That's insane. Davos. Oh, I love Davos. Dany and Jon. Jaime and Brienne. Okay. Slowed down a little bit. Everybody's pretty much got there. I saw a lot of Sansa. I saw a lot of Tyrion. And I saw a lot of Daenerys and Jon or destroy it. So it seems like the majority wants that. But Drogon. Jonagon. Jeff Henry. Dany talks about breaking the wheel to me. The spiral the walkers made always represented a never-ending cycle that always repeat. Thoughts, yeah. But, you know, the hero's journey, you know, is circular in nature. So we see usually a completion. You know, we see birth, life, death, and then rebirth, usually in the hero's journey. In whatever may, there's all obviously different versions of the hero's journey. How many steps it may take is dependent on the writer and creator of the story. But I spiraling arcs too are very interesting. We could talk about that. And the House Targaryen sigil, I'm not saying it's a spiral, but if we look at it, the three dragons are eating its own tail. And if you know the story of Jormungand in Norse mythology, the serpent that encircles the world, that's slain by Thor. So there's some interesting Norse mythology patterns that are throughout the Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones, but the breaking of the wheel is interesting. Will it repeat is the question. What is George A trying to make us understand? And B, will there be any resolution to most of these wheels? We got the ancient wheel, this ancient war between the children of the forest and men and the White Walkers and all of that, but we don't know all the details. And then we have this, other wheel of the Iron Throne, and then, humans not being able to come to these agreements and fighting all of these wars. So it's going to be really interesting. I think that we're going to see mostly conclusions in the end, but I do think that we're going to see a lot of characters come back to their original starting points, and some old habits will die hard for some of these people, I think. So, yeah, but I do think there will be more of a democracy, meritocracy, where gender doesn't matter as much, where your stature, whether you're a cripple, whether you're a dwarf, whether you're a female warrior, a female knight, stuff like that. George is trying to play with these different archetypes and subvert them and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that we're going to mostly see resolutions, though. Philip Wolf says, how will Jaime sneak into a city under siege? Could he be caught questioned by Dany's army, forcing Tyrion to choose between Dany and his family? Yeah, so when we see the trailer, the shot with the Golden Company, where they're marching, we see someone that has a black hood that's walking in the opposite direction. If we look at the scene where Jaime is arriving to Winterfell, looks very, very similar to that. So I think that Jaime is going to sneak into King's Landing. But what does that say about Jaime? Why is he trying to be so covert? Obviously, he's a Lannister. He's, Cersei's sister. He went and fought for the North. And, we heard Qyburn say this, but we didn't hear Cersei say, hey, kill my brother. So there's this interesting thing going on there. Does Cersei really want Jaime to be killed? She didn't fully command the mountain to kill Jaime when he left King's Landing last season, but I do think, and I know a lot of people are just going to say, hey, Jaime's reverted to his old ways. I do think that Cersei's going to do something really bad, and then Jaime is going to have to be the one to deal with the consequences, which is in killing Cersei. So, Jaime's a lion, he's a snake. Yeah. Obviously, too, because of the way things have panned out, people are saying, oh, yeah, Jaime is really going back to Cersei. But do we really think that if Cersei does something that's Mad King-esque again, you think Jaime will just sit there and take that? I don't think he will. Because look, the time he spent, like that last conversation he had with Brienne, he said, Cersei's hateful, but I'm hateful as well, implying that only someone who's as hateful as Cersei or who can be hateful in that moment can deal with her, right? Because she is ruthless. Cersei is ruthless. So I don't think that Jaime is going to revert all the way back to this just loving Cersei, right? And it would be super tragic, and it would be shit if he just died with Cersei and completely reverted back to that. But based on the conversation that he had with Brienne and him sneaking in the King's Landing and all these other things happening through Jaime's arc, I simply cannot believe that he would just let her blow up King's Landing with wildfire or do something insane. So I think that Jaime would kill Cersei. The question is, though, in this situation is, what will Tyrion do? Right? Can he be convinced by Varys to turn against Dany? Right? He looks really friggin' scared in the promo shots in the trailer. And Daenerys looks like she's crying and very emotional. Her braids and her hair is all disheveled. And she, in television, that's often used as a sign that someone is having a mental health issue. So they're trying to really set up this Daenerys is going mad thing. But and what's really interesting too is the thing that I think we can talk about with Jaime that's really interesting is obviously the connection with Bran, right? And I'm not really Bran now, and it's okay, I'm the Three-Eyed Raven, and Jaime enabling Bran to become the Three-Eyed Raven. Like, Bran wouldn't become the Three-Eyed Raven without Jaime pushing him out the window, so there's that connection. And Bran said to him, like, hey, like, I can't have them murder you because you have a role to play in this war. Was Jaime's role just to fight for the side of the living in Winterfell? Obviously not, because he survived and he has, he could have stayed in Winterfell, right? But he knows this is destiny to have to deal with Cersei. So I think there's that. And also what I found very interesting is the way Sansa was acting in the last episode, in that not only did she give Tyrion the information about Jon's lineage, but she also stated to Jaime, like, hey, I wish I was going to be there for the execution of your sister. She was like implying like, hey, Jaime, I want you to execute. I can't do it. You should do it. You know what I mean? Did anybody else feel like that way in Sansa's conversation? Like, she was subtly trying to like get Jaime to think about all of the things that Cersei has done. I don't know. That's just how I interpreted that scene with Sansa and Jaime and what was happening with Bran. And I think that and Sansa is afraid of Jon dying, and obviously Cersei coming in the north to wipe out the north and all these things. But I think that, the Starks having an impact on Jaime and all of these things that Cersei has done, especially letting innocents. I mean, if Jaime sees that she's closed the city gates, she's let wildfire into the city, or has wildfire, or is planning on using, but is planning to use innocents as human shields. I mean, look at what Mad King Ares was willing to do, right? He was willing to burn all of King's Landing to the ground. And in the promo trailer, we see Cersei overlooking the same spot where she destroyed the Sept of Baelish. So I think that Jaime has to be the one to do it, but obviously the mountain has to get dealt with. The Hound and Arya are together. There's a chance that Arya could do it as well. I want to see, actually, everyone in the chat. Who do you like? Is Cersei going to die, first of all? And secondly, do you think that Jaime is just really going to go back to Cersei? Or do you think that Jaime understands that he has to kill Cersei? I want to see what everybody is kind of on in the comment section, in the chat. I'm really interested to see all of your answers. Cersei will die. Okay. Jaime will kill her. Jaime saves the city. Tyrion kills Cersei. They die together. Okay, so mostly Jaime will kill Euron, George says. Yeah, that's really interesting. George, I'm just wondering if Euron survives Daenerys in that situation, though. I think he's going to get roasted alive. Some people have suggested that Jaime's face could be taken by Arya. That's really interesting. So most of you think that Jaime is going to kill Cersei. A lot of people are disappointed that Arya killed the Night King and felt Jon was the one who should have done it. I don't, and a lot of people have been saying, hey, like, Arya is also going to kill Cersei, the green eyes thing. And yeah, in the book, Cersei's eyes are described as, emeralds like wildfire. And even Jaime, when he's thinking about Tywin, he says Tywin was implacable like a glacier, but Cersei is all wildfire. So I think that Jaime knows Cersei better than anyone. So I think that he's going to recognize that. The people are saying Cersei could win. I don't know. That would be insane. I just can't see Cersei winning. She's got karma coming. Frank Castler says, what if Dany is pregnant and Tyrion is able to talk her out of burning King's Landing with the same speech? You know what would be really interesting is if Jon comes to Dragonstone and Varys has a conversation with Jon and all of this stuff happens, and then Tyrion convinces Dany, or someone convinces Dany that Jon should take the lead in this situation. Like, hey, I don't know. I don't see that happening, obviously. I'm just wondering what's going to go down with that. Like if someone's going to try to convince Dany that Jon should, she's been through a lot. She needs to take it easy for a second. But Daenerys is the mother of dragons, though. So I just don't see that happening. You know what I mean? So I don't know. There's a few interesting scenarios, but they're going to have a conversation at Dragonstone, everyone. Like they're going to get together and they're going to talk about plans. So what will Bran do? Good question, K's Nation. Yeah, Bran's a real wild card. I wonder if he'll have an impact in springing a trap for Cersei. Loving all the hype in the comment section in the chat, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Really, really appreciate it, by the way. Boom, boom. Oh, Chili Ocho, what's up, man? Nice to see you in the live chat. Boom, boom, shake the room. Boom, boom, shake the room. Ah, man, I love the old school jams. Are you coming to Con of Thrones, Chile? I would love to see you there, my man. I think Bronn will rescue Jaime or even Tyrion. Yeah, Bronn has been there for Tyrion and Jaime. Oh, we got to talk about is the mention of the new Dornish prince, everyone, right? The new Dornish prince. We haven't seen Dorn in the game for quite some time. Will the Dornish army support Daenerys? We know what happened to Illyria and Tyene, right? They died in the dungeons of King's Landing. Cersei gave the poison kiss that Illyria, the same poison kiss that Illyria gave to Myrcella to Tyene. So it'll be really interesting to see Dorn come in this situation and see what happens with that. I wonder who the Dornish prince is going to be, if it's a character from the books. I mean, we only got 2 episodes left, so there's not enough time to really flesh out this character. But Edric Dane? I don't know. 20,000 Dornish spears to the rescue? Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens with that. What do we think about Dorn coming in? Like one of the mentions in the chat was that Yara is going to go pick up the Dornish and then take on Euron. That's pretty interesting. Oh, George Sartiano. Yeah, Tycho Nestoris and the Iron Bank showing up in the last 2 episodes. That's a really interesting thing. If we go back and watch the last conversation between Tycho Nestoris and Cersei Lannister, it's very interesting. He not only states that Daenerys Targaryen has dragons and questions whether if Cersei would be able to deal with that, but also when Cersei unveils her plan and says, Qyburn has had overtures towards the Golden Company, Tycho Nestoris states, oh yes, I know them very well. The Golden Company has collected debt that has been owed to the Iron Bank in other wars. So really interesting to see if, what Euron went to get the Golden Company. Is there something that's messed up with the contract? In the books, the Golden Company have never broken a contract until Aegon Targaryen, who Varys and Illyrio Mopatis have a hand in molding, prop him up as Aegon Targaryen. That person believes that he's the son of Rhaegar. So that's really interesting. But also in both situations, the show and this plot in the books, Tyrion is involved, and Tyrion gives advice to Aegon that he should claim the throne without Daenerys. And I'm wondering if in the next episode that Tyrion and Varys advised Jon to take the throne without Daenerys. Because I think if that happens, it's going to be the same situation that Jon had with Littlefinger, especially Varys. So I think that we could maybe actually see some of the book stuff in the next episode with Jon, with Varys or Tyrion trying to turn Jon against Daenerys. So I think there might be something there, people. Tyrion, and Tyrion looks like really, and Daenerys looks alone. So I don't know if they're going to bring that stuff in, but the Golden Company could certainly flip on Cersei, and we could also see maybe some of, the Varys betrayal and Tyrion betrayal stuff, because Tyrion doesn't give good advice to Aegon. Like he knows that Aegon isn't ready to take the Iron Throne, so he is kind of maneuvering Aegon and Daenerys in the books to be at a conflict at a certain point, because Daenerys is going to want the throne, right? So kind of setting up a dance with dragons in the books. Emperor Palpatine says, Kyle, final thoughts on John's army in the Golden Company battle. Yeah, I made a video, and I'm gonna be talking about this in a video today. I already recorded the audio. I didn't get to finish the video before I went live, so I'm gonna be releasing that in about 2 hours. But I talk about all of the scenarios that I think could happen with, an ambush attack with the Golden Company and John's forces and all of that. So be on the lookout for that. That should be out in about 2 hours or so, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. It should be up. We got Liz Kopich in the chat. We also have Carol Funk. We have Macifer, Abby Stark, a girl named Jazz, Margaret Williams. We have Highlander Services. Gendry Stark is in the chat. Rosebud is in the chat. And yeah, there's lots of awesome people in the chat. I'm going to take a few more questions, everyone, and then I got to get to editing that video so I can release it and put it up so everyone can watch. But what are some questions that we have to wrap this up? What haven't we talked about so far in the stream? We've talked about quite a bit. I think we talked about mostly all of the southern plot points. Oh, Alan, good question. Will Arya go west? Yeah, Arya is never returning to Winterfell. That was the last time we saw Arya at Winterfell, I think, everyone. I think that Arya will go on a journey for sure. Dornish Prince might be a son from Oberyn. That would be cool. Jon Snow die from beheading? I don't think that's going to happen. No way. Dario, what happened to him? I don't know. I don't even know if he's going to be included in this season, Dario. I don't think so. George Sartiana, what about the Faceless Men? How are they playing? Are they tied to the Iron Bank? Yeah, certainly we could see like someone hiring a Faceless Man to assassinate one of our main characters. That could be a twist, maybe, George. That'd be interesting. Jack and Agar. I don't know if we see Jack and again, but it would be cool to see the Faceless Men again. Will a new dragon appear? I don't think we're going to get a new dragon. The Valonqar prophecy. Yeah, I think this has been mentioned quite a bit in the chat today. Who will kill Cersei? I think it's definitely Jaime, with a small chance of Arya or Tyrion. Arya will become Jon's Kingsguard. I don't think Jon's going to stay king in the end. I think that if Jon has any hand in what's going on with the Iron Throne, he's going to set up a council. You're so chat today. Ooh, this is a good one. Will magic be gone in the end? Yeah, that's a really interesting one. So obviously the Night King died pretty early in the season. Will we get a twist with the Three-Eyed Raven and Bran and the Weirwoods and the Weirnet and all of that? I'm not sure. I hope that we get, maybe another flashback or something like that. But I think the storyline with the White Walkers and the Night King is tied up, unfortunately, everyone. But yeah, final thoughts. Really excited for the next episode, everyone. It's going to be a crazy one. We only got 2 episodes of Game of Thrones left. Like I said, the Dany Mad Queen stuff has really been pushed on us. Do I think that means that Dany's going to go mad? I think it's a misdirect. I don't think that Dany's going to go mad. But does that mean she will be ruthless? That doesn't mean she won't be ruthless. For sure. I think that we could maybe get a cliffhanger next episode, but I think I'm really excited for this episode, and really excited to continue to creating content. Really, I'm just having a blast right now. What about that mystery girl in the crypts? The girl with the burnt face? Yeah, I think she did a shit job protecting the crypts, Julie. She really did. But, you know, Ghost deserves more pets. I think we see some epic shit with Daenerys. For sure, for sure, for sure. And I'm really, really looking forward to the next 2 episodes because I think we have to judge this season as a whole, even though it has some things that are, you know, there's pacing issues and all of that. But yeah, I'm going to be releasing another video in just a couple hours, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being so hyped. We got 35,000 subscribers. We just hit it live during the stream. So I really, really appreciate that. If you want to support the channel and you want to become a patron on Patreon, you can find the link to that in the description of this video. I also have the link to the GoFundMe, and any donation really, really helps for me to get to Con of Thrones 2019. So there's that in the description. If you want to reach out with a theory or you want to see something covered on the channel, a theory or a subject, I have all my social media, my Facebook, my Twitter, and all that in the description of this video. But yeah, thanks for joining me, everyone, today. I really, really appreciate it. And go check out Indie Geek live tonight. He's live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you go check out some of the stuff we were talking about on Gemma's channel yesterday. She also released a new video. JR released a Golden Company video. And yeah, go check out some more channels. Go have some fun. And I'll see you all in the next video. I've been love, everyone.